Hey guys, this is Joy back again with another video. So today's video, I wanted to talk about narcissistic abuse and the shame that you feel after dealing with a narcissist. For me personally, it was really like a lot of shame that I felt after both narcissists, after the relationships, after they ended. And I'm not sure why. I don't know. I just felt really shameful. I felt like, wow, like I really let that person abuse me mentally and verbally and emotionally, and I just took it. That was just really painful. It was hurtful. And again, I'm pretty sure you guys heard me say this before, but I think it had a lot to do with my childhood issues, what happened to me when I was a child. And I think that the abuse that I endured with the narcissist also had a lot to do with the abuse that I endured when I was a child, because when you're a child, like, you may not know you're being abused, but the way that you was treated as a child, and unless 9 times out of 10, that's not going to get, whatever happened to you is not going to be healed by the time like you're like a teenager or like a young adult. Like, you're gonna have to like go through a traumatic experience and realize like, okay, like I have a problem, I need to get this fixed, it needs to be worked out, and then I could finally move on. But when you're a child, you don't know that that's happening to you. You just feel like, okay, this is normal, this is how people treat me, this is what it is, you know what I mean? So you're not conscious enough to know like, okay, I'm being abused, until you get older. But yeah, I felt really embarrassed to even like come on this like YouTube channel, like, and even talk to you guys about this. Like, it took a lot, like I don't really think that I have like a huge ego, but like, who doesn't want to be perfect? Who doesn't want to feel like, okay, everything's going right in their life, like everything is like amazing, whatever, you know what I mean? And it took everything out of me to just come on here and tell you guys like what happened to me, and I'm happy that I'm doing this because I feel like I am inspiring you guys and motivating you guys um to be okay with what happened and to accept it and not hide away from it. And all of the comments that you guys leave, please keep doing that as long as they're positive. Like, I don't want anybody arguing on my comments or, throwing jabs at each other. That's not what this is all about. This channel is all about, like I said, is helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free, stay free, and never go back. And I want to encourage positivity, but I'm also here to give you guys some tips and some stories that I've been through, so that way you can know that you're not alone and that someone else has gone through this and you can heal from this and move on as well. So again, no negativity on my comments, okay? And also, please be sure that you like and subscribe and leave a comment if it's positive, okay? I'm being strict. So yeah, and again, another shameful thing was like I felt humiliated when I saw both of the narcissists that I ended up either, I guess I was like discarded, whatever. I felt humiliated when I saw him dating someone else. Even though the first guy, I didn't really know what to think. Like, I saw what happened, but then in the back of my mind, I was like, I know I didn't do anything wrong. I know that it must be something going on with that person. But the second guy, I was just more so shocked and surprised. And I was humiliated too because we actually knew the same friends and we were all kind of connected. And for him to literally go and date someone else like the next day, when I told him like I didn't really want to have anything to do with him, or I was just like, because we basically like he pretty much tricked me into thinking that he was interested in doing this like business travel company. And I was down, I wanted to do it. Who doesn't want to travel, and I was interested. But then like my thing is like he could have told me like, hey, things aren't working out, like, I'm feeling someone else, whatever. But I didn't get any warnings. Like, I didn't get any honest communication. It was just literally someone was like, oh, I saw so and so on Instagram with this girl, like, who is she? And I saw it like that. Like, I didn't, nothing, there was no conversation. Like, I saw him like literally a few hours before someone told me that they had seen something on Instagram. So I was just like, wow, like he couldn't even give me at least that, you know what I mean? So I was humiliated and it was just not a good feeling. It was very hurtful, and he was just so like he didn't care. He just did not care. Neither one. So that was super painful to deal with. And you know, again, I was scared to tell people like what had happened to me because, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I like to pretend like my life is great, and I'm blessed. I'm very content with how things are going. And for those of you that don't know, I should have said this in my Wisdom Wednesday video, but I am officially moving to Atlanta, and I'm really excited about that change. I'm ready. I feel like it's just that time. Like, I'm not from California. That's currently where I reside in Los Angeles, and I'm just ready for a different way of life. I want to just kind of slow things down a little bit, and I feel like Atlanta will definitely allow me to slow things down and kind of, you know, figure out things in my life. So anyways, I just want to let you guys know that I am officially moving to Atlanta. I'm going to be moving in November, and I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited to meet some new people. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so like I said, I was definitely scared to tell people that I was abused because I was scared of like what they was gonna think of me. I was scared of like how they was gonna react, and I just didn't know. Like it just didn't occur to me to just like, the more you talk about it, the better you'll feel. And I definitely think that me doing this YouTube channel is healing. It just allows me to just be me and not be judged. I mean, of course, yes, people are gonna have their comments and say whatever. Like, I can't control that, but at the end of the day, I know, like I said, I didn't do anything wrong. I was an honest, genuine human being, and narcissists are not genuine at all. They're evil. They don't have a soul. They're terrible beings. So yeah, and then another thing, a reason why I felt shameful is this other girl, which I won't say her name, but I remember like I was kind of confiding in her and like telling her things, especially like the most recent guy. I was telling her like, hey, you know, he hasn't really hit me up lately, and like I don't know what's going on, this and that, you know. And she was like, oh well, maybe he's just busy, or maybe he's just doing whatever, like who knows. And you know, she was very understanding, but then I told her like like he had canceled plans, and then she was all like, "Oh, well, maybe he's seeing someone else." And you know, I didn't want to believe it, but around the time of my birthday had came, that's when I had found out that things just kind of went downhill. And you know, as after that happened, you know, and I was kind of healing, but still like going through, I was grieving, you know, mourning, and you know, there's different stages during grieving. I think I kind of got stuck between like denial and you know, just projecting and like bargaining, like trying to figure out like, okay, like is this real, like is like what just happened, you know. And she wasn't being that supportive. Like, I feel like she was kind of putting me down. She was making me feel even worse. And I realized that I had to cut her out because she wasn't really a good friend anyways, because even with her, like we would make plans with each other, and out of nowhere the plans would change. Like, she would, something would come up, and she would never like come out of her way to meet me like in the area where I live, because she actually lives a little bit further away. But I don't know, I just felt like something was off with her, so I was just happy to kind of like get rid of her. I'm pretty sure she seemed like she was genuine, but at the same time she just was kind of like looking out for herself, you know. And I get it, like especially living out here in LA, everybody is like on their hustle, like they're out to get theirs and they could care less about the next person. But hey, I'm not knocking it, that's the culture, it is what it is. But yeah, so like I said, I definitely felt a lot of shame. Like I said, the first relationship, I felt a lot of shame, but I was living on my own, and I literally had no one. Like, I had a close friend of mine's, but she like she kind of lived a little bit further away, and I wasn't really able to talk to her on the phone as I was how I should have been able to. And then I had a counselor that I was seeing, and I had saw her for like almost a year, which was cool, and I kind of like let everything out. And that was just so hurtful though, just to like go back and remember all the things that happened to me when I was young. And another thing I don't really talk about as much is like my brother. He got murdered when I was I want to say when I was 16. But growing up, like, we were close. I felt like we got close like towards when he before he died. But when, like, growing up, I remember like he would tease me a lot. He would put me down. He would make fun of me. He would hit me. And I know like brothers and sisters do that all the time, but I don't know like what it was. And I definitely I've forgiven him, but I think that had a lot to do with you know, the people that I was in relationships with, and how was kind of comfortable with being abused and put down and talked down on, you know what I mean? So I think like the relationship that I had with my brother had a lot to do with that. But again, I've forgiven him, rest his soul. He was a good person. He really was. I think he was just going through a lot. He was 20. He was young. He was trying to figure out who he was, and he just took the wrong path, unfortunately. But yeah, that's my video, you guys. I just wanted to talk about, yeah, you will feel shame. But I will encourage you to, you know, talk about it. Like I said, I'm becoming a counselor. So if any of you victims and the survivors need anyone to talk to, I'm going to have my website up very shortly. I'm going to have services available where we can chat with each other through video or even telephone sessions. So that way we can kind of help, you know, get over this traumatic experience, this trauma that has happened to you. And I'm getting over it myself. I'm not even like fully healed, but I definitely feel like I'm getting closer and closer each and every single day. You know, like I said, I'll let you guys know this when I'll have my services available, so that way I can start counseling you guys. And you know, please leave a comment. Please be sure that you like and subscribe, you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye. And also, don't forget to follow my Live Narc Free on Instagram. I want to, you guys, please make sure that you follow that, okay? I see you guys commenting, but follow Live Narc Free, okay? Bye, guys.